See, y'all gonna make me write your name down. See? Do I gotta add somebody to the book of Negroes tonight? Donations. I want to say this to the Gofundtunde faithful. Don't get put in the book of Negroes. Don't get put in the book of Negroes. Don't get put in the book of Negroes. FDMG family, the money gone. FDMG family, the money gone. FDMG family, the money gone.
Big Bubba, waiting in Umar cell. Yeah, FDMG scam, they're Umar in jail. That booty getting there. Big Bubba waiting in the cell. So that he could get some, lying to the owners of St. Paul's College, running game, telling them that he would be it. He used a lie to shoot a video to get it started. The PayPal scheme was finally born that had his donations popping like popcorn. The scam was a long con, get the donors to invest in a 20-year donation marathon. Little devil, he went to the Breakfast Club and the scam shot to a new level. Interview after interview, his popularity grew. Umar was on cloud nine. The conscious con man bragged about being related to people he never knew. He was Frederick Douglass' cousin, Marcus Garvey's son. Umar would lie to God as long as the scam continued to run. I said snitching all over the globe. The feds were taking notes, the scam was sloppy, he didn't stay on his toes. Taxes weren't filed, bills going unpaid. Umar thought he was John Gotti. Too much cocaine up his nose, beaming me up, Scotty. Tax evasion, fraud, embezzlement, all the charges, the allegations are serious. Your attorney needs to get started. The plea deal is on the table, sign on the dotted line. If you confess to your crimes, you might get less time. The evidence is just too damn much. If we had to get it all together, it would fill a truck. The scam is over, you just ran out of all your love. Oh, Big Bubba, waiting in Umar cell. I said, Big Bubba, waiting in Umar cell. Oh, FDMG scam was derailed. Now sitting this scam and lying ass in jail. That King Kong booty is gonna get nailed. Oh yeah, it's gonna get nailed. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna get nailed. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna get nailed. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna get nailed. Oh, I was a little dumb. Created the FDMG scam so that he could get some. Lying to the owners of St. Paul's College. Running game, telling them that he would be it. He used a lot of shooter video to get it started. The PayPal scheme was finally born that had his donations popping like popcorn. The scam was a long con. Get the donors to invest in a 20-year donation marathon. Oh, was a sneaky little devil. He went to the Breakfast Club and the scam shot to another level. Interview after interview, his popularity grew. Lying about being related to people he never knew. He was Frederick Douglass' grandson, Marcus Garvey's son. Umar would lie to God as long as the scam continued to run. Big Bubba, waiting Umar cell. I said, Big Bubba, waiting in Umar cell. Yeah, FDMG scam finally derailed. Umar now in jail. That big booty about to get nailed. Umar was his own worst enemy. Video after video exposing himself to the feds. The boy couldn't keep his mouth shut. Self-snitching all over the globe. The feds were taking notes. The scam was sloppy. Umar didn't stay on his toes. Taxes weren't filed. Bills going unpaid. Umar thought he was John Gotti. Too much cocaine up his nose, beaming me up, Scotty. Tax evasion, fraud, embezzlement were the charges. The allegations are serious. Your attorney needs to get started. The plea deal is on the table, sign on the dotted line. You know you are guilty, you might get less time. The evidence is just too damn much. If we had to get it all together, it would fill up a damn truck. The scam is over, Umar. You just ran out of love. Big Bubba, waiting in Umar cell. I said, Big Bubba, waiting in Umar cell. Oh, FDMG scam finally derailed. Umar, scammer in jail. King Kong booty getting nailed. Oh yeah, it's gonna get nailed. Hit the cash app one more time. Hit the cash app one more time. He needs a bottle of wine. Big Bubba waiting in Umar cell.
What's up? What's up? We back for another one. Back again. This time, man. We gonna last night I guess we playing around a little bit. But tonight, we're gonna have something real special. We got a licensed psychologist that's going to come in, is going to break down. We're going to go down into the rabbit hole that is Umar Johnson's mind. So tonight we're going to put Umar Johnson on the couch, so to speak. I don't like to waste time, you know what I'm saying? Because some of us got a job. It means we work. That means I have to get up and go, get up at 3:30 in the morning to go and put in this 14 hours. Hey, Umar, Swift is hiring. AB Hunt is hiring. Get your CDLs. You built like an over-the-road truck driver, man. Get your CDLs. Get a job. A job, in the words of John Witherspoon. So I'm going to bring on Miss Lanae Stacks first. What's up, sister?
Hey, what's going on? How
Nothing much.
everybody in the chat? This is gonna be exciting.
Oh yeah, the matter of fact, our licensed psychologist is Dr. William Flip Clay.
Oh wow!
So and we all know Umar can't stand Dr. Clay.
That makes
Because this
it
dude
better.
is actually doing the work, and being the petty individual that I am, well, I went and got Dr. Clay. So
You know he's good if Umar don't like him.
oh yeah, you know he don't play with Umar.
You know he's one of the best.
So let me introduce Dr. Clay, get him on, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we're not gonna be on here all night. We're not gonna make a career out of this, you know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
coming to the stage, Dr. William Clay is a 2-time nationally award-winning counselor, a 2-time state award-winning counselor, and was recognized by the county with an award for his work as a counselor. Was featured on WHUR Howard University, which here locally is 96.3 on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. It was featured 3 times in the Washington Post, has received congressional recognition and recognition from the United States Supreme Court. His brother's official. You know what I'm saying? And let's bring to the stage Dr. William, and those of us who call him a friend, call him Flip Clay.
What's up, everybody? How's everyone doing?
Are we doing great, brother? How you doing?
I'm fine. How do you know Miss Lanae? Is Lanae? Did I say it correctly?
Yes. Hello. How are you?
Fine. Let me correct. There's difference between a licensed counselor and a licensed psychiatrist. It's like I forgot how you pronounce it. And I'm not a psychiatrist. So I think, did you say psychiatrist, Terrence?
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did. Okay. Well, my bad.
Okay, no, I just, I don't want to get people confused. But no, I just want to thank you for bringing me on tonight, just to talk about the victims and what's the next step in this process of understanding the victims, identifying the victims, and what did we learn? What can we learn from this whole sabbatical? What can we learn from it? So, y'all ready to get started?
Yes, sir.
Right,
I'm gonna mute because I don't want to interrupt you, breathing, nothing. I'm gonna just mute.
I'm going on mute too, man. The floor is yours, man. Put him on the couch.
No, I mean, so I've been chiming in often. I've been chiming in periodically, just watching everything that's going on. And in my book, The Diary of Emotionally Constipated Man. But let me tell you a little bit more about myself. I've been a school counselor for about 20 years, been on the national circuit for about 16 years. In the process of being on the national circuit, I started working with young boys of color, which eventually led me to working with grown men. So I started doing lectures around the country in reference to the mental and social capacity of Black males, with a focus on brown males. So that's how I got to this point of having a better understanding of us as men, and also just understand the social emotional development of men. So when I started looking at Umar, and based on what I know from his history, I'm going to break him down into what I call emotional psychological incarceration. So we're going to talk about emotional psychological incarceration. And the 3 stages we go through as brothers or as black men. The first stage is an emotional constipation. When we are exposed to trauma, our emotions become constipated. So if we look at Umar, we're looking at a African-American male who was exposed to trauma in his early age, and he became emotionally incarcerated. Because the trauma was not exposed, he goes into the next stage in adulthood, become emotionally incarcerated. So we have the first stage, emotional constipation, from birth to the age of 14. The second stage is emotional incarceration from 14 into adulthood. And the last stage is the physical incarceration. And that usually occurs because you never dealt with the constipation and the incarceration. So when I look at Umar's life based on the limited knowledge I know, he suffers from emotional, psychological incarceration. Because I always tell people in the audience, genetic loads the gun, environment pulls the trigger. Or generations load the gun, and the environment pulls the trigger. So I'm sure Miss Lanae can elaborate and chime in, because she really knows Umar's history. But he's definitely suffering from emotional, psychological incarceration. The first stage was the emotional constipation from birth to the age of 14. The emotional incarceration from 14 to adulthood, which pretty much, and I'm sure that trauma led to his narcissism.
Yes, there is some serious childhood traumas. I just wanted to validate you on that.
Yeah, and it's the constipation stage. So what happens with a lot of us as black males, our ego gets in the way. Our ego gets in the way. So what I tell brothers in my workshop, I said, you got to drop the E and let it go. Because we're not emotional beings. So we have to learn to release the one thing, the 2 things, or the 3 things that's hindering us from being the man that God wants us to be. So what you have to understand is that Umar is at a stage of emotional incarceration. And there's 2 things that heal black men. 2 things that's going to free Umar. It's going to be physical ailment or incarceration. That's it. That's the only way he will change. And most of the time, for us as black and brown brothers or men, that's what it takes for us to come to the light. We have to get physically hurt in the hospital, and or we get locked up. Because when you're locked up and you're in that 6x12, you have no choice but to face your emotional, psychological incarceration, which is that constipation. And I'm speaking this from personal experience because I went through it as a child. My father wasn't there for me. My mom died when I was 14. She was diagnosed with sarcoma skin cancer at 9. She told me at 10 that she was going to die in 3 years. My father wasn't present in my life after my mother died. I had to take care of my mother for about 6 years and watch her die and watch her disintegrate. So I'm speaking from professional experience and my personal experience. I hated my father. I truly hated my father, but I wanted to be like my father. So I went through a stage in my life where I had pimp tendencies. I mean, I talk about it in my book. I became my father.
That's Umar. That's literally Umar.
And then I started projecting the life of my father onto victims of people that I cared about or people that I loved. Until I met a young lady who changed my life. She gave me the ultimatum, like, listen, if you're going to keep living this lifestyle, we can't be together. But that projection, Umar is really suffering, and it's sad. Because the idea and the concept that he developed is excellent. I mean, there's a market for it. There are people who need to hear what he has to say. But I think he got caught up because of his narcissism and his need for validation, that he projected the negative emotions from his childhood onto the victims. And he used them to build his self-esteem, to seek validation, because he couldn't find validation within himself. So I always ask people, so if you're listening tonight, I want you to, and feel free to chime in. Let's talk about his victims. Who are some of the victims? Anybody want to say? Anybody want to say?
He has a lot of women victims, but the thing that I'm finding that's the same with all of them, because that's why I was trying to figure out, what was it about them. The trauma is different for each one of them, but there are some things that are the same. I know that the stealthing is something that went through with multiple. I know that most of us are financially stable, so we're successful. There are no, and I don't know if this matters, but I'm just telling you because I was waiting on a darker skinned or darker complected woman. I never got one of those. And this is crazy. I just found this out today that there's one victim that we're from the same city. So I'm trying to hunt her down now. I just found out about her today. And the way he dealt with us seems like it's the same. So with me, it was more of the need to belittle me in the space. I don't know. We didn't really talk. The other one that's similar to me as far as like our weight and stuff. I don't think that he did that with her, but if he did, she didn't speak on it. But I never spent any, I didn't spend money on him like that. She did. And then I'm trying not to give her any identifying things.
That's fine. I just wanted to really look at the victims. But we're missing out on one victim that nobody has mentioned yet.
And then his mom?
No.
Him?
Yes. He's a victim of himself.
Yeah.
Umar is a victim of himself. And you have to look at it from the standpoint of I think he's a victim of himself because of his environment. I said genetic loads the gun, environment pulls the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Or we can say generations load the gun, environment pulls the trigger. But Umar is a victim of himself as a result of his father.
Yeah.
So when we talk about the victim, we're talking about the mother,
yes,
all the people who donated, all the women who are hurt, all the people who are listening. There are a lot of victims out there that we would never know about.
Yeah.
So I want everybody to pull out a piece of paper. We're going to go through a little scenario because now we're going to really identify why do we have so many victims. So we're going to pull out a piece of paper. We're only going to take about 2 minutes. If I was in a real session, we'd get more detail. But this one. So what you're going to do, you're going to draw a picture of a husband and a wife on a piece of paper. If you're following along in the audience, just draw a piece of paper, pull out a piece, or you can just place it in your mind, think about it in your mind. You have a husband and a wife, and on the other side, you have a husband and a wife and 2 kids, a girl and a boy. So on one side, you have a husband and a wife and 2 kids, a girl and a boy. On the opposite side, you're going to have the slave master. So in your mind, you have a black family and you have a slave master. I'm going to tie this into Umar. So, and you might can correlate this to your own situation growing up. So, you have the black family, you have the slave master. The slave master walks over and destroys the father in front of the mother, the sister, and the brother. So what just happened? You had a Caucasian walk over, kill the father, destroy the father. Who's left? Anybody want to say who's left?
The woman and her children.
And the woman and her children. So can you elaborate what's going to be the next response? How do you think the mother's going to respond toward her 2 kids?
She's gonna be overprotective or over present
Okay, overprotective of who?
of her children.
Which one?
The male,
Why?
because he's the biggest threat.
You said the male is the biggest threat?
Well, okay, or that would be who would closely identify to what she lost.
And who is that? Who is the individual who she lost?
Her husband, or her, yeah.
So who's left to become a woman?
The daughter that's next to the younger
The
son.
daughter.
Yeah.
She's going to leave, right? Saw this. She's going to leave. What happens to the son?
He doesn't know how to lead. He doesn't get to learn.
He doesn't get to learn. So when we look at most of our black males today, and if we look at the situation with Umar, and I could be off a little bit, but it's called, yeah, that's basically what happens.
Like
That's what happens in our generation. It's emotional, yeah. So that's basically, let's look at this situation from this standpoint. So Umar grows up not learning he doesn't know how to be a man. So every woman he sees is a victim, because he was never taught how to be a man. Because if his father was absent, who was left? His mother. And see, the problem as black young men, who are some of us an adult men, we're still struggling with that same situation. Umar just took that situation that happened to him and he just started projecting that negative energy onto his victims.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still going on in the family today. We have a lot of single mothers, and most of it, now I don't know this for sure, but a lot of his victims probably were single mothers raising black boys.
Yep, that's all of them.
And they were probably spoiling their boys.
Yep.
And those boys now, when they get older, they out here looking for a woman who's going to treat them like their mother. Now you have professional women out here getting a job, getting a degree, becoming professional, and they're looking for a man. They can't find them because all of them was spoiled like Umar. And this is a cycle that we continue to circulate in the black community. So Umar took the negative energy from his childhood, projected it onto the victims, because he's looking at these women just like he's looking at his mother as a victim. Now, I'm just saying, I could be wrong. I'm not saying.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense on why had to be very careful with raising my boys, that I did not raise them to be like the man of the house. I noticed I had men around me though, and my father said that men have to learn how to lead. So if there is no man present in the home, you have to put them in a space where they can learn how to become leaders in the environment. Because if they have this false leadership from the home where no man is, when they go into society, then they'll be taught their pecking order, and it's like a shock to the system.
Basically. And I call that intergenerational emotional incarceration. And when I say intergenerational, because it's generational. And it's a mental and social incarceration that keeps circulating in the environment. And we keep spinning out these men, spinning them out. And because we're not emotional beings by nature, our ego traps us. We get trapped into the it's kind of hard to describe, but we're trapped and we're incarcerated. And unfortunately, we don't find God, or we don't find a savior until we're sick or we get locked up. And I think a lot of and one thing what I want to say is that I think one of the reasons why we us as a people, we have what call a savior mindset. We're looking for a savior. Instead of looking within ourselves, we look outside of ourselves. So you have all these victims of FDMG, and a lot of them have the savior mindset. Instead of looking within, we're looking out. And Umar was perfect, educated, intelligent to a degree. That's the way he painted this picture. He was smooth, intelligent, articulate, but he was still constipated.
Very much so.
And
very much so.
He needed the validation from someone outside of him to validate him. But it wasn't a true validation, because what's done in the dark will come to light. And unfortunately, the victims, we're the victims. And Umar brought himself down. So now he has to face his incarceration. And it might lead to a physical incarceration. I hope it doesn't, but karma's real. And these things do happen. And I think we have to get to a point where, as men, and I'm speaking to all the brothers who might hear this, I talk about the 4 T's. I'm ladies too. You must transfer your trauma with truth and transparency. See, this is important. As individuals, because we're dealing with trauma. If you African American in this country, you're dealing with trauma. I mean, this is a fact.
Yeah.
You're dealing with trauma. But we have to you must transfer your trauma with truth and transparency.
Wow.
That's it. And especially for those young ladies, Lanae, that you were talking about, that you say they scared to come forward. They're going to be victims of themselves until they let go.
Well, I was explaining to people that he's dangerous. He's dangerous. It's really not about, and if he gets a woman that's younger, he'll mess her up. Well, he'll mess her up for years to come until she does the work. Just knowing, I wanted to ask you a question. When I hear him talk, one thing where I was disconnected with him, he has a very limited idea, and I find this like with a lot of people that are in the profession that you're in. They have a very limited idea of, not you, but I'm just saying some. They have a limited idea about like the different Black households, like the different demographics. Like, he assumed that because my boys and my daughter is older, she's older, but he assumed that I was coddling the boys, and I'm like, no, my daughter, that's my girl. She's just older. She's not around as much. She's been out the nest. But he had a idea, and I think that like he was projecting that, like with my son. And I explained to him, like, everything, these people that you went around and talked to, that doesn't represent every family. But that's kind of like the base that he works from. He assumes that there was no home. He assumed that there was no father in the home, or no, like present. Like my kids didn't have access to, and that wasn't true. But he just assumed it. So he's projecting, and I think a lot of things what you said about his father, the issues, and I know it was bad. But he's projecting a whole lot of his childhood trauma onto other people. He just assumes, like when he talks, Lennon says he talks like he's just already knowing everything, and it couldn't be further from the base, but he won't let go of that idea. He won't let go of that idea, and he approaches situations like that. And that let me know, for all of the people, all of these events, the people that he claimed to talk to, I knew like he was a recluse. Like he's a recluse. He's not really listening. He's not trying to understand. He's just going with the script and following through.
Well, I mean, let's go back to genetic loads the gun, environment pulls the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Umar's not, his environment of the people that he allows to become part of his circle is limited.
Yeah,
because
very.
because he fears the challenge.
Yeah.
Because Umar was truly who he said he was academically. I'm not gonna say that. Because right now I don't know. But
he's not. You're right on the money.
If you put him in a room with real scholars,
he would be very quiet.
Oh, he's not gonna say anything.
Yeah, I just said that. Yeah.
I'm telling you. I mean, if you, and I'm not knocking this brother. Brother said he has 6 degrees. Okay, if you have 6 degrees, I should be able to go on your LinkedIn page and see 6 degrees.
He has them, but he didn't earn them like other people that.
Okay, so he didn't earn them. So what I'm saying, if you have 6 degrees, regardless of how you obtain those degrees, they should be listed. I'm just saying, regardless of how you obtain those degrees, if you didn't earn them, that's fine. But they should be listed somewhere.
Yeah.
So that tells me right there, there's a lot of questions that we you know that are sitting out there that we don't know. But we do know that this man is suffering. And it's sad that he has to go through the rest of his life until hopefully this won't happen until he gets sick or he get locked up. Because that's the only way he's going to be free.
He's really bad, like really bad. People don't understand how bad. Like his manic episodes are just insane. He has some serious stuff going on with him, and you can't get people to understand like how bad it is, because you have to like literally be up on it to see it. But there is a complete, even when it's bad online, it's way worse offline.
Because there's no validation offline. There's no validation. Umar has to be validated. He needs to be validated to feel like he's somebody. You know, he said he's the most world requested scholar.
Yeah.
You have Dr. Juwanza Kunjufu.
Yeah.
I mean, Dr. Naeem Arfa.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many other people out here that's way beyond Umar.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, but social media is his validation.
Wow. Yep.
And when you take away that social media, you've taken away the part,
everything.
Everything from him that's all he has left is social media at this point.
I said that. I was telling people everything you said. I was telling people they don't understand, and he'll fight. That's why he went so hard on me, because I was attacking everything that he like. He doesn't have anything really in life other than those degrees, but he knows he didn't get those in the stand-up way. So the only thing that he truly has that gives him that prestige or whatever the worship really that he's seeking is his online popularity. And he fights to the death. That's why I said this is going to get real dark, y'all. But people got in it and relieved it. You know, they kept coming in and deflect. Like he'll put his people in front of you so you can't get to him and get to bring that monster out. And that's why he turns off the comments. He'll avoid things because he knows how bad his monster is. But sometimes when he can't get around people or get to somebody that can help him control it, like you get that outburst when he was in the yellow shirt online. That's him, like he turned off the comments. I don't want to hear nothing. I'm going in. And that's not even as bad. He's holding back. But I told people just stay out of it. Let me get at him so I can show y'all what he is. And people just kept jumping in it, like deflecting it. So he felt like it wasn't an urgent threat and he could go off and do something else. You know, kind of like if you're toe to toe with somebody and somebody jumps in the middle and the person ends up walking away because now you're in the middle, you're taking on the drama.
Yeah, you're adopting the drama.
Yeah. And that's what these women do for him. They get in the middle. They don't know what they're protecting. And then they get in the middle and then you can't get to them. And now you're fighting them. And he done walked off and went into something else.
Hey, Dr. Flip.
Yes.
I don't know if you see the comments. I got it up on the screen. You got some questions.
Okay, why does he speak to black people with so much venom? unresolved pain, that emotional incarceration. That's why he speaks to black people with so much venom. He's probably looking at us as he looks at his father, how he sees his father, and how he sees his family dynamic. In order to validate himself, he has to speak to other. He has to downgrade us to upgrade himself.
Yep.
And let me see in other comments. And I mean, I'm not saying I have all the answers, because I don't. I'm not no super scholar. I mean, you know, I'm just giving you my opinion based off my personal and professional experience and what I've seen the last 15 or 16 years working of boys and grown men. I mean, the stuff that we're holding in is so, it's hard to explain. It's dysfunctional. Yeah. Absolutely, it's definitely dysfunctional. It's sad that Umar is allowing himself to go down this rabbit hole, but he brought him on himself, and there's only two ways out. Because I don't think he's going to come out and apologize and say I'm sorry.
No, he's not doing that.
No, it took my father 72 years to say I'm sorry, and he didn't even say he was sorry. He said I could have done some things different. But that was his way of saying I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So we have to really look at this situation and really start analyzing it. What can we learn? What can we take away from this? Because at this point, this thing is gonna go deep.
Yes, it is.
And
yes, it is.
It's gonna go so. I don't even know how he sleeps at night.
He doesn't. He's disconnected. He's disconnected. He's like, and that's why I said he got to be a sociopath. I mean, I don't know, but you could probably say he's got to be a sociopath, because Umar will do things and it makes him feel no way about it. And he'll just, like, he's losing this school right now. He's sitting up here throwing up love letters on the screen. And when you, like, back in the time when he would do things like this before, and I was like, do you understand the magnitude, or are you grasping what's going on around you? And he was like, oh, they're jealous. They just want to humble me. I'm like, no, that's not what it is. You know, it's not jealousy. It's not somebody trying to humble you. Like, you're not understanding what you're doing to people. He doesn't get it. He doesn't understand emotion. If you're face to face, like when I brought things to him face to face, he'll start that blinking stuff. He'll just start blinking real fast, and he'll be like, you're catastrophizing. And I'll be like, wow. Like, he told me I was catastrophizing things, and I'm like, no, that's not what it is.
What is Dr. Flip? When you confront someone, they start rapid blinking. What is that a sign of?
I'm not gonna say and tell you I know. I can't even tell you what rapid blinking. But
it's obviously a physical reaction.
Yeah.
You know, and we got another comment. Somebody's asking, who do you think sent Umar, or was he sent at all? Did he?
We created him.
Well, nobody started him lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I can't help but wonder when you look at it. You know what I mean? Like, like I said last night, Pharaoh has gone.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the people in the conscious community, once they reach a certain level, get taken down. Now, Polite was a scammer, but he didn't go down for scamming. He went down for being a sexual deviant, which what you're saying, Umar is too. So
it's all coupled.
What is going on with these brothers in the conscious community? And Dr. Clay, do you think that this could be, with Umar's downfall, could be the end of the credibility of the conscious movement? I'm gonna go back on you.
I wouldn't say the end of the conscious movement. I would say there'll be a reevaluation of the movement. Like I said, what can we take from this?
That there's something wrong with us.
Well, not only that, but what can we learn from it? So
better.
Somebody asked the question, who sent him?
We made him.
Well, that's part of it. But
go ahead. No, you're the expert. I'm just
No. I'm not an expert.
In this capacity, you know more than I do. I just know that the deficit in us is what keeps bringing these people out. And like, if you're looking at it, the red flags are there. But if you are paying attention, like when I come out and I tell you his mother is left in filth, but you're more worried about my gray hair than the filth, it's like you have to get yourself to higher ground before you can really, that, or the fact that he comes on and he's clean cut and he's good looking, but all of the red, like, how are you able to be deflected, or how are you able to look at the superficial and not the real? Like,
it's that slave,
slave mentality.
It's slavery and analogy.
Yeah,
we never look we always looking outside for a source, and as long as you keep looking outside, you'll never look inside. So you will always have victims. You will always find people that are gullible, who just don't know no better, and they don't care because they're looking outside for a savior.
Man, that's crazy.
The human condition, all ethnicity gets scanned. So yeah, I think we keep looking external instead of looking internal. So you can always have victims, Lanae. That's just part of life. That's what it is. So what can we learn from what are we going to take from this as a community, as a people?
I think that we should vet harder. Stop leaving everything to a well-spoken, titled, or clean-cut. Just taking the appearance and this, the way that someone speaks and their education as just for law. Those things don't mean that you can't be toxic. And I don't understand why people can't see that. It's all over the internet. People have gained wealth from a death in the family. Now they got this money, and now they start a business telling people how to become financial gurus. And then they like, oh yeah, look at his house, look at his car. He's got to be telling the truth, but we don't fact check anything. Umar would never have made it as far as he did had someone required him to show proof of what he was trying to do, held him accountable, and stop just being so gullible to just take things as law. He wouldn't have never made it.
But on that note, hold on a second.
Let me borrow $20 to the mall.
Right, you wrong. Hey, but Ty, I think Charles, I want to ask that question about when Umar's confronted and he starts to winking.
Blinking real fast. Yeah, he's blinking like you're hitting him in the face with words. Like
it's a neurological process. I can't think of the term right off the top, but it's causing him to self-reflect. And he doesn't want to self-reflect because when he self-reflects, it's pain.
Oh, wow.
So the winking is the control, the self-reflection.
And you feel bad because you like, oh, let me chill out because he can't take it. It's like almost like a child, like you're, like a child thinks you're going to hit him, but then he lashes out. Like he's been mentally hit.
Oh, okay.
And his reaction is what? Anger.
Yeah.
It's the incarceration. So now you taking me back to an area that I don't want to address or I don't want to face. And the only way for me to respond is with what? Anger.
Yeah. A coping mechanism.
It's his coping mechanism. And he's gonna go down this road until it hit him. And unfortunately, it's gonna take sickness or incarceration to wake him up. I mean, that's just my opinion. Something else might happen. But usually when it comes to us as men, sickness and incarceration wakes us up.
You sure it's not?
Can I ask you another question?
You sure it's not a diabetic response?
I'm really okay. What about when his something I don't even want to ask this, but I think that, do you feel like there's a possibility by seeing him that if all of this isn't rectified, that there is possibility of self-deleting?
When you said self-deleting, you mean the self-destruction?
Whatever that looks like. Yeah, whatever
suicide.
That looks like for him.
Self-deleting is suicide.
Is he so wrapped up in this persona online that he can't
function?
Yeah,
he can't function. Again, social media is his only coping mechanism that validates him as a black man, and as a result, the monetary component ties into the validation. So now he's losing the validation from the social standpoint. Now he's losing from the financial standpoint. So what does he have left? He has nothing left.
I worry about his mother being there while he's going through all of this, because I just feel like, I don't know.
Southern napping has made someone elaborate on his eating habits.
Yeah,
it's a coping strategy.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine how I don't even know how he functions at night, knowing all of this that he's dealing with his mother, he's dealing with his father, he's dealing with his daughter, he's dealing with his baby mothers, and
his siblings,
and he has to deal with himself.
Yeah.
And all the victims.
Mm-hmm.
So his conscience is killing him. I don't care how hardcore he is online, his conscience is killing him. And that's where the alleged drug abuse comes, is now in the picture. If it's true that he's consuming some type of drug, that's another coping mechanism. So now if he don't have any money, he can't cope.
Mm-hmm.
And if he can't cope, what's next?
That's why I asked you what I asked you about that self-deleting. Yeah.
There's a strong possibility. I can't say that's what we don't want that to happen.
Yeah, no, I was just saying.
But anything could happen when you feel like you have nothing.
This is kind of normal than somebody abnormal compared to like somebody losing their job or doing something like that. It's something that he's heavily invested. Like he literally has no identity. He doesn't leave the house. He's not doing it. And then the hoarding. Like if you take all these different components, it's just so much there. It's so deep. It's so thick. It's a lot of everything. And I just feel like that snap is going to be like.
I think the hoarding is, he hoards to validate. The hoarding comes from, I need something to say it's mine. Mm-hmm. To give me some type of validation. And when he lays something down, don't touch it, don't move it. Because that's my validation. I put it here, nobody can move this until I say so.
Yeah.
That's that validation. He needs so much validation.
Yeah.
And he's loving the attention. Oh, he's loving the attention, but it's the wrong type of attention.
Yeah.
And that's the downside. He don't realize, that everybody's talking about me online. But it's negative. And it's gonna catch up with him.
Hey, can I chime in here real quick? I think
it's your show.
I think one of the things is saying like, okay, let's say for sake of argument, let's say that he had every great intention of starting school in the beginning, which I don't see how because he started out lying from the get-go. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, playing devil's advocate, let's say that he started out with the best of intentions in the beginning. That changed to him wanting to become a celebrity. Mm-hmm. Once people started giving him all this attention that he wasn't getting before, because there were people from Philly that came out and said that he was the guy that didn't get no girls or whatever, and he would be the one that would get the ugly girl at the end of the night at the club.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So now he's got attractive women all up in his grill or whatnot, because you have to have some level of comfortability with going to a function where you're the featured speaker and be okay with asking damn near strange women to go back to your hotel room. So it's like you've done it before, and you're there solo. You know what I'm saying? So you've done this before.
He's
This
cocky.
is normal for you. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that let's playing devil's advocate. If he started out with great intentions, it morphed once he started getting the that he wasn't used to getting in Philly. Then because in Philly he was weirdo. He was a weirdo. He was a fat boy. He was whatever you want to call it. He was the brainiac, whatever. And I think he got fat after that obesity. That's your donations. Eating and your donation.
Yeah, he loves to indulge.
If I have to put my 2 cents in what I think, and that's just if his intentions were ever pure, they got they became something else when he got the attention that he wasn't used to getting, and that's what I believe.
Yeah, I think when you talking about being on the national circuit, anybody who travels nationally speaking on any kind of in any capacity as a single brother, trust me, you're going to get approached, and the women gonna put it out there. You got to understand, you know, you're the scholar, you're the expert. You know, they're going to come at you, so you have to determine what's more important, purpose or punana. That's the question for us, for men. I mean, just in general. But when you're talking about being on a national circuit and traveling around the country, and you got women coming at you from every angle, where are you mentally? And clearly, Umar never been stable mentally. So the woman is the victim. She validates me.
Yeah.
She puts me in place. She validates who I think who I want to be, but I'm truly not really. Sex is a coping mechanism. Absolutely, it's a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
For those who don't have purpose, who don't find their purpose. If you look at the prominent black men who are very successful, they have a strong black queen behind them. And not to say we're gonna be perfect. You have a strong black queen who's gonna hold you down. When I was going through that journey in my life where I was headed down the wrong road, even though I didn't marry this individual, she came into my life and I changed. And I thank God I did. I was headed down a road. Yeah, I talk about it in my book, but yeah, I was headed down. I don't mind talking about it because it's in my book. But I was for about 3 years. I had strippers working for me. That's all I'm saying.
Man, look, I'm gonna tell you this. If it had not been for my wife, I don't believe I'd be alive today. I really don't believe I'd be alive. When I came home from Afghanistan, I was a shell of myself. I was jacked up.
Oh man!
And my wife, which was my girlfriend at the time, she gave up her apartment, moved all the way from Maryland over to Delaware, moved in with me, and I was 7 months behind in rent, and was about to get evicted. She moved in, and everything started. Things started really it almost immediately turned around. My first VA check showed up the day before I was supposed to get evicted. I walked in there, dropped $8,000 on, saved the house, and I was going through it, man. Like with the injuries and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Or what have you, and like I said, she dropped her whole life, moved her kid out of public schools in Maryland and moved to Delaware. I was in Felton, Delaware, and moved him over, changed schools and everything of her son in order to try to make sure I was good, and that's the reason why I'm still alive.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I said before, when you got a good woman, it's on you. People can see it. A lot of men, we're not going to find too many successful men that did not have a good woman.
And that speaks to how I was raised. So when people ask, how could she go in? This is before I knew what I knew, but they were asking, how can she go in? How can she be able to do, just like, I'm pretty sure some people of your wife had came on and she said, I dropped everything and I went, they would have said, oh no, never me. It couldn't be me. But sometimes for the right person, that is what is required. If that's where you want to be, you have to show up for those people when they can't show up for themselves. But you were in a place where you could reciprocate, you know, or not even reciprocate, but you were able to allow her to do that. Umar is not in a space that, for anybody, I don't even talk about myself, but even me as somebody that didn't want anything from him, he couldn't help, he can't take the help, period. So even as a friend, I knew when I saw the house how bad he was, because everything started to fall together except for the pieces of the scam. Like the scam that even with him, I found out that he singled me out. It wasn't like he just randomly picked me to come to Kansas City. No, he knew more about me than what I knew he knew about me before he sent that text. So the scam is there, but he's not able to accept help. He's not, and he doesn't want it. He could have found many of women that would have been able to come in and help him. He's not in the headspace. And he makes it very clear when we went in there and we try to minimize that the hoarding and stuff. He puts up that barrier so you can't have those conversations even. That's what I was going to tell you, Dr. Clinton. He has an avoidance technique that is out of this world. Like, you can't help him. If you start wanting to talk about an issue, like, okay, let's start talking about the financial part of FDMG, he will shut down. He will shut down.
If you think of, let's think about these 4 letters, LOVE, and think about Umar. And when Umar think about love, who does he think about?
His mother.
And who else?
I don't know. I honestly don't think he has. He's very Norman Batesy. It's all his mom.
Himself.
Oh, well, yeah, himself.
So how does that deep internal love look for Umar? External and internal.
Protection.
So how does he? So when you're talking about he has the wall or the shield up, the avoidance. Because when he thinks about his love now, because he has a strong love for his mother, I'm assuming, right, Miss Lanae? Oh,
yes.
Okay, so
it's a toxic, but yeah.
Hey, wait a second. Hold that thought. I got a request.
Maybe borrow $20 to the mall.
You ain't got no dang sis. I know your wife be going through it.
You mentioned that it's toxic. And it's toxic because his love for himself is toxic. And the love for everybody else that he thinks about love is toxic. From his daughter, from himself, from his father.
I don't think he understands the benefit of love. I don't think that he was hugged and kissed. And I was telling this on Lennon. When I was there, I would hold him. I have boys, so I know. I would like literally sit there and hold him, like if he was asleep or if he was whatever, I would hold him. I don't think that he got hugs and kisses and just loved on as a child. Matter of fact, I would bet everything.
That explains the toxicity of how he views love. Because he sees every woman as toxic love.
Yeah.
That he wants to control.
Yes.
Because the control validates him.
And this person is going to be a counselor to your child.
And when he loses the validation, he loses it mentally.
Yep.
And he blocks everything out.
Yep. That's it.
That's him. So
and he's 50 years old. That man is not, and that's what people talking about. Yeah, he's not gonna change.
Well, again, there's only 2 things that change us.
Yeah, the incarceration
and sickness.
Or sickness, yeah.
That's it. And let me clarify some terms. I made a comment about what I don't want this thing to get on social media because I got a reputation, man. I do a lot of work out here in the community. And that thing about the strippers, that was about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
When I was going through that phase, that is nothing current. I thank God for that lady who came into my life. When I say it, I think every brother, if the brother in the chat and you got a strong woman holding you down, give her some love in that chat room, because our women need to be validated.
Yeah.
Because we have it hard and they have it hard. But we need to start validating the sisters who, even when I was growing up. Remember my father. I remember being 5 years old and coming home and watching my father physically and verbally abuse my mother.
Yeah.
The RAPE. I watched my father RAPE my mother. Growing up, and I would hear her scream and yell, "Stop! Get off of me! Get off of me!" And he didn't stop until he did what he needed to get done. So we all have our trauma. We all have our trauma.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take what's going on now and what can we grow from this? What can we learn from this? What's next? Because a lot of us need to self-reflect. Everybody needs to self-reflect. Everybody needs to sit down and think about what's next.
I already know where I messed up. For my situation, I've learned to start being more in the now and stay out of my head so much, because like when I went into that house, I just feel like I was on my own game plan and not thinking about like any other possibilities that could be. I feel like I shouldn't have never took that on, but I don't want to turn into a person that's not a good person to people. I don't, because this is the only time I've had something like this go bad, and I've done things similar for people, even in my community, and I've never been burnt by it. But in this situation, I've learned that I'm going to stay in the present. I thought that the school would benefit something I was working on. So if I got him together, he would be able to complete the school. And then because I was a help to him, he would be a help to me. That's a whole lot of assumption. So I've learned to stay away from assuming. And I usually don't let people that are capable of doing what he's done in my life, I pick up on it. But there was a situation with distance too. I couldn't see everything. I just took it like for face value.
And it's okay. Guess what? We learn.
Yeah.
That's the most beautiful. When you go through a traumatic situation, it's the creator of the Most High, whoever you might want to call God or Yahweh, Allah, Buddha, taking you to the next level for elevation. But you have to learn from the experience.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Tony.
I'm sorry to interrupt. This comment here says, I agree, he's clearly hoarding his mom away from other family members. That's sick. Is it possible when a person has a psychological problem of hoarding, that they can actually hoard people? Like, is it like if he's hoarding his mom away, like some possession, or he's going from state to state and basically hoarding women?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like treat them like, as if they're like possessions that, having one one everywhere he's going to go, saying for his, gratification or whatever it is. That's like hoarding. It sounds like it's more along the same behavior of hoarding clothes, shoes, cleaning products, stuff that you're not going to use, toys from 20, 30 years ago, blah 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 blah. Cutting off access to, and you're cutting off access because, like Lanae said, when she would go try to minimize stuff or whatever, he didn't want the stuff touched. He wanted to stay there, because like these were possessions. They, even though they had no use, that he he's probably hoarding his mom from the, like say, well, he didn't want her touching the stoppers. He don't want the other kids touching mom. And then the same thing goes down with the Black Anonymous said that somebody said in Texas that he didn't know how to take no for an answer. So that there was somebody that he converted into something that made him feel as though he had to have it.
Yeah.
So Terrence, to answer Lanae, answer the question about, I think Black Anonymous. What's up, Black? Dr. Kelly.
I'm Black Anonymous.
When we talk, why does he hoard his mother?
It's control.
No, that's part of it.
Or to have only her to have the access to love, like so he can siphon the love out of her when he wants.
That's part of it. But the real reason is because you stated one person that Umar truly cares about is who?
His mother.
His mother. I need to hoard her, because if I lose her, I'm done. Mentally, physically, and financially.
Yeah.
So that's where he truly cares about her, but I got to keep her away from everybody else because she's my foundation. She's all I have left.
But he doesn't realize the other siblings have that same connection to their mother.
Well, he doesn't care. He doesn't care because he needs validation from. He doesn't want to lose that love. That could be wrong.
Well, see, I can take it a little further, Doc.
That's crazy.
That's because he's never learned the concept of leave and cleave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You leave your parents and cleave to a wife. You know what I'm saying? You get married. You do adult. You start when you become an adult. You begin to start adulting, and he's never started to adult.
So did his mother pacify and spoil him growing up? I don't know.
Yes, he was the favorite. From what I hear, he was treated as the favorite. So there are, he was treated as the favorite.
So I'm going back to the analogy where I talk about the raising of the mother pacifying the boy and allowing the girls to grow out and become professional. So that's what Umar's seeking. He's seeking women like his mother. And now these women, they're victims. His own killed him.
Jesus.
Hold on.
This comment right here, he says he's keeping his mom away from the family because he wants to be over her money. Now, Lanae, when the times that you stayed there, did she give any of this of having any type of wealth put away? And the reason why I ask, because the average person that's on Social Security, who gets Social Security, I'm pretty sure she's over 65. The average person getting Social Security is getting less than $2,000 a month. So you know what I'm saying. So I don't see there being any money to be, to be worried about being over.
She's just barely over 65. Just barely over 65, and she does get Social Security. I want, and I see what my thing is. Why he had that done to him with his kids, with the little girls, his kids. He knows that dynamic. It almost seems like he was using what he was taught by the baby mothers. You know what I'm saying? Like he did that to his siblings. You knew exactly. And one thing that I've noticed too, and I've said this, Umar will do to you what you ask him not to do. So the things that I asked him not to do, I said, respect my privacy. And that was the one thing sending the people into my space and then announce your departure. That's the only thing I asked him for. I was like, we good. Let me know. And the only reason why I wanted to know that is so I could go to the doctor. And I told him all of that because I'll go to the doctor and, move on with my life if we're good. And the reason why I wanted him to announce it is because he goes on, if you say something he doesn't like, he'll stonewall you. And then you'll use, whatever sex or whatever to check in on him. And then he'll be like, he'll come back alive. But if you start talking about anything serious, he'll just shut down. He'll shut down. And you'll think he's gone. And then like 2 days later, you'll get a naked picture of yourself or whatever. It's very, very strange.
El Malik made a good comment. He talked about Umar was sent away by his father to a boarding school.
That's not true. That's
I'm not. I'm just. I don't know. You tell me, Lanae. Is that true?
No, that's not true. That's not true. And that's why I said a lot of people don't understand what was going on. That was his saving grace. He had a chance to get out of the house. So it wasn't him sent off because of some, he had a chance to get away, and he took it. He was in a very, very bad situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was there any and I'm just asking, I don't know, was there physical, I know there was emotional abuse, was there any physical abuse?
Yes.
Okay.
And I learned this from a family friend that this was there's some stories, and it is pretty horrific. But yeah, he's been physically abused.
So that's so much of that hatred.
Yes.
Derived from.
Very dark, very mean. You don't know these things though, right, when you're dealing with them.
Right.
Or I would have probably even stalled him out, a little bit more, but he doesn't tell you anything like, I don't like this because this happened, or you don't have to give everybody the full, rundown. But, if you're going to invite people into your space, be like, I don't like certain things. I grew up, I didn't have a lot of things, so I don't throw things away. Or, you just have to let people know enough to be able to function with you.
But that's hard for any man.
Yeah, I know.
For us as men.
Yeah.
That's a hard, especially when there's pain, when there's pain reflecting in that dark area.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of times I always share with women, when you're dealing with us as men, first thing a woman would say, what's wrong? Did you ever say that to Umar?
Yeah, he won't tell you.
No, you'll never ask a man what's wrong. Because our ego is not going to allow us to tell you what's wrong.
Yeah. It's
the pride in the ego. And then thinking about his dark history, you're definitely not going to find out.
I didn't know any of that stuff. I didn't know none about that stuff. And it almost for a minute made me feel, because the way I always knew something was wrong. When people do stuff, I don't just be like, oh, they're just an asshole and write them off. I'm always wondering, well, why would they do that? And he is kind of like a case study. So I stalled him out for as long even when I seen the house and everything, I knew something was deeper was going on with this man. But he's so mean. He's so mean that you can't deal with it. And then when you can't deal with it.
Hey, let me throw this disclaimer out there for everybody, just so you know where we're coming from.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation, nor from the weakness that will cause us to stumble and fall. When you laugh at somebody else's fall, white or black, rich or poor, your enemy or your friend, you are laughing and opening a way for your own demise when you do that. Because to laugh and not learn, to make mockery and not to understand, is to make the same mistake yourself. Did you hear me? Yes,
we're here to learn tonight.
Yeah. And Claudia Shabazz, you hit it right on. Yeah, and people be wondering how these lives with Lennon be going on and on, because there's so many different components of him. Like it's hard to get a full picture of him, and this is why we got locked up even with trying to figure out, like, diagnosing him, because he's interesting. It doesn't make, it's just interesting. But yeah, he's got a hell of a past, and the way he could have pitched this, even this school, and he would have cleaned up. And I'm not trying to be, disconnected. I'm just telling you honest. If he would have spoke from that place of, this is what I went through, this is what was going on with me, and this is how I pulled myself up, and then pitched it. But he took the the asshole route and started. Imagine somebody growing up and they don't have nothing. There's a lot of kids. The mom is there. She's in the home because she didn't work. And you don't have that much, and you have hard times, and probably harder times than most of us can imagine. And then you finally get up and you finally get money, you finally get girls, you finally get, and you were bullied all that time. He's literally turned into the apex predator. But because nobody taught him how to take all of these things that were his desires and use them in a way that, you know, they could be healthy. He used them and whooped people with it. You know what I'm saying? And when he was calling people broke and busted and all this other stuff, it was a whole lot of what probably has been said to him in the past. But you're a 50-year-old man, and then here's the other thing: he don't have no social interaction with people for society to straighten him out. He's alienated himself into a recluse. So, yeah, he's got a lot of issues.
Someone mentioned this could be definitely an excellent case study. And Lisa said, you can ask you get a mature man. You can ask him what's wrong. You can ask a man what's wrong when this man truly knows you truly care for him.
Mm-hmm.
And you truly love him. Truly. Yeah. Not sex.
Yeah.
Because if it's just sex and you say what's wrong, ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm good. And I always tell women, when I'm doing workshops with women, I say, stop saying what's wrong to us because we're not going to tell you what's wrong.
Yeah.
Just ask me who hurt you. Who hurt you? And if he don't answer, he's thinking about it.
If somebody asks you, if you ask somebody what's wrong and they won't tell you, not a lot of times something in them makes them not trust you with the information.
It's love, right? That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Right.
But you can't, and this is where his disconnect is. Nobody wants to break down your border, but if you're not safe letting it down, but you can't hop other people's borders and demand it from them. You know what I'm saying? That's why we're out here beefing, because you took from me what I give to people in time. You know what I mean? It's not about the dirt. There's no magical dirt dust there. It's just the fact that it's my personal business, and I should be able to give that to people that I feel are responsible, and you're not responsible with it. All he does is he did exactly what they do. And it's not even nothing that he found. I'm just saying anything that you feel that could be damning or make you look in a certain light, it goes up on Instagram. He's dangerous to any woman that has built anything. He's dangerous for him to be close to him, because his emotions will have you pull all that shit down in a day. He'll tear it all up. He'll tear all of it up. He doesn't respect the work that went into it to build it. He doesn't respect any of that. It's like me coming out and I took time with that when I would come out and attack his image. I didn't create that image. I feel if nothing was wrong, I would feel bad tearing it down because I didn't build it up. But when you hop my border and put yourself and cross my boundaries and disregard my privacy, then hell, nobody gets to have privacy. We can't play those games.
Hey, Lanae, now somebody put in a comment. Jermaine is a black reverend. Jim Jones at FDMG is his Jonestown. You know what? I wouldn't even.
I believe it.
I'm saying this. I wouldn't even equate, because I heard somebody say this earlier today on YouTube. I can't remember who it was, but if that brother's watching, they shout out to you. I wouldn't equate him with, or trying to say that he's running a scam like a black preacher or nothing like that. Well, because them brothers, you can call them scammer, but you know what? The lights is on in the church.
Yeah.
Church service is going on every Sunday, every Tuesday. Taryn service, Taryn for the Holy Ghost, Bible study. Everything is the services are going on. They'll have a watch light service. So you can say whatever about what he's doing with the money or doing this and the third, whatever. But the bills are paid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The bills are paid. Umar ain't that. He
used that money.
He ain't even done that.
Yeah, he used that money to fuel his ego, the beast that's in there. And then it's not even a fact of, not saying about the money, but it's not even ever the fact of what he does. Is his lack of remorse for what he does. He can't even come out and face, he could come out here and call you stinky coochie and all this other stuff, but you can't come out here and use that nasty mouth to tell people, hey, look, we're getting behind on bills. That's why, and I was telling people, he's not an alpha. He does not stand regardless of what, or a man, I should say. He doesn't stand on business regardless of whatever it is. You're a coward. You cowered out when you should have showed up. When you can't lead. You don't need to be in leadership because you're dangerous. He had these people about to go to Delaware and fight a war that is strictly about ego. That has nothing to do with the mission. He needs help. He's like, I don't know, man. Let's do this.
I really want to see, because I'm being told that there's a rebuttal online from the city of Wilmington that said, that they're supposed to be setting the record straight saying Umar was lying about their interaction. I've not seen it. I've not watched it yet. And I see people in here in the chat earlier were talking about the lady that he tried to, Sister Mary Ann or something like that. He tried to
tear down her business.
Yeah, and she put out a video today. Can anybody tell me how long that video is? Because I tried to look it up, and what I'm seeing, it says Awakened feature film by Mary Ann Laurent.
Yeah,
it's over an hour long. I'm not going to share it on here. I need to watch it.
It's on her YouTube page. I can send you the link for all of it.
Okay, please do, because I want to make sure I got the right one. I see some sisters with afros and stuff. I don't know if it's the same. Is her last name Laurent? Lorient.
Yep.
So, Charles, I'd like to ask a question to everyone chiming in tonight. It's just curious. Can we forgive Umar?
No.
In the chat, what do y'all think? Can we forgive Umar? 1 for yes, 2 for no.
Yes. Should we forgive Umar? Put a 1 in the chat. If you say no, put a 3 in the chat.
I think it's too early in the game to start talking about that.
If you believe that Umar should be forgiven after he admits and comes clean, put a 3. So 1 for yes, 2 for no, 3 for on condition, I guess.
I mean, I'm not trying to, trust me, nobody has been there and is more compassionate for people, I promise you. But you got to see what this man is. You got to see what he is before we even talk about that. And all of the stuff that he has done has not been revealed. Like, I'm not even interested. He got to get somewhere where he can't refloat back up. Like, you know how you said shit float? Yeah. Yeah, he got to be like that for a minute. And he's like one of them people he will never learn. He's like the I am legend thing. He's going to just keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. He's not understanding. I've stalled Umar out so many times privately that he does not care. There's not the remorse in you, the person that you are, and because you're a good person, will make you want to forgive. But you have to remember, he sees that as weakness. He ain't like, oh damn, my people looking out for me. Wonderful. I could correct this. And no, he's gonna be like, suckers, I got you. He doesn't see this as, he don't see it the way normal people see it. This is tough love.
Is there a possibility for change?
There is no possibility for change. He's been perfecting this for 20 years. Even before he came out, there's no possibility for change. Because I'm going to tell you how you know. For everything that we got on his butt about, like it didn't go over with the people, has he ever came out and been like, you know what, I had to think about what I did, and you know what, y'all right, you know, my apologies, I'm sorry, or even my apologies, or I'm sorry. You have never seen this man do that. He rules with an iron fist. Any apology would mean that he admits that he's wrong. And he's not going to admit that he's wrong. That's why I said you are your father's child. You are your father's child.
All right, let's catch a breath.
Ain't don't be hating on me, nigga. Ain't no love. His head up in there. Ain't nobody scared of you.
James Dean says circumstances will change Umar.
Huh?
Reason.
James stated circumstances. Like I stated, only circumstances will change Umar.
Y'all about to meet y'all first sociopath. I promise you. Something got knocked loose in that man, and it's disconnected, and this shit is not firing in a row. You're gonna see.
I think there's. Looking at
he served my kids up on that page and Lennon's wife up on that page. Like, there you go. He doesn't have it in him, and I don't even think it's to be mean. I think he's wired different. I promise you, he fakes emotions. That man does not have organic emotions. Like, he fakes it.
Well, I think, I'm looking at it from the lens of from a therapist or counselor or whatever you might want to call it. But
okay,
I don't want to give up hope. I don't give up. I've seen some things that if you're in this field, you see people at their last leg and they come back.
Oh, okay.
So looking at it from the lens, from that standpoint, there's always hope.
Yeah.
But think about your own life, the things you've been through. Somebody stood by you at your lowest point.
Absolutely, but I'm not wired for as a sociopath.
Right, but I'm just saying.
I don't go out here and do deviant things to people just because I need to get it off. I don't. That's a little bit different. I get what you're saying, because hurt people. But he's broken too. Like, it's like something's wrong with him. Like, maybe one part of his brain didn't form correctly.
Yeah, and I think, but I still, even though people feel the way they feel, and a lot of people were hurt, a lot of people were scammed, there's always hope.
Yeah.
And we got to look at it from the lens of, if you have children and your child was going through something, you wouldn't want nobody to say, I'm gonna.
We have to be realistic too, though. We have to be realistic.
Well, no, you're right. Absolutely, you have to be realistic. But at what point do you stop being realistic? That's a good question.
This is exactly what Umar said. Forgive me for what? I didn't do nothing. Y'all's a bunch of trifling negroes. You should have gave me blah, 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 blah. The school is not up because of you and white supremacy. The school is not up because of you or because of black folks and white supremacy. The school is not up because of black folks and white supremacy. Mike Jones. Mike Jones.
So what KLA said, we have to be realistic. You're right. You do.
Yeah,
I totally agree. I guess
I'm more interested in fixing us, like, for the ones that can be fixed, like, how in the hell do y'all listen to the horror story and then just be focused on things that don't matter? I'm more interested in fixing us being desensitized to the things he's done than trying to help him.
Well, let me address this comment, Raven Revenge. Well, we're not talking. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not interested in forgiveness without recompense. And in the least, I believe that he has, you know what I'm saying, he has to come to the front of the congregation, and the charges need to be read. He need to stand on the carpet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, and stand before, you know, the black elders, or what you want to call it, whomever or whatever, and he has to answer for what he's done. And he must receive his proper punishment, and you know he needs corrective training, whether that be in a cell with gold mouth for because don't this mess right here carry like a 5-year minimum or something like that. You know he needs a public flogging. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to do this to people and. Some of it, a lot of it is black folks' own fault. I'm not saying nothing about the ones who you know what I'm saying, got an epiphany and realized, wait a minute, I've been scammed. Yeah. We still got the one there to be like, I don't care if I'm being scammed. I like his information. Man, the devil's got good information.
You could have read the same damn book and got
you some stuff from before the beginning of time.
I'm talking about.
You gonna give your money to the devil?
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Crazy.
Is that, unfortunately, that's the problem, is that black folks right now, if you go on YouTube, there's 4 or 5 lives going right now, that's talking about Umar, from the black conscious perspective, and everybody's drunk off of information. Black people are drunk off of information. We need more. We need tangible. We need something tangible.
Yeah.
You know, we got all this information, but we won't use it. We won't apply it. You know, it doesn't make sense. You know, we talk about, you know, the white folks keeping us down and this and that. Well, why don't we go out here and start investing in businesses, start building up our communities, because that's the only way you're going to get ahead. Like I said once before, power is not given, power is taken. Power is always taken. If these history guys would know anything, they always want to talk about information. Well, go through world history. Everybody that came into power took it. Nobody gives up their power. That's like me asking you, can I have sex with your wife? You're not gonna willingly let me have sex with your wife. I'm gonna have to take you out to have sex with your wife. So what do you think these people are doing? And when you talk about power, you're talking about everything, resources, everything. You're talking about shelter, food, mating privileges, all of that stuff. And the only way you're gonna it's so funny, even animals know the concept. Even animals know the concept. They know, another male knows that if he wants to be in power, he has to take out the alpha male. If he doesn't take out the alpha male, he stays subservient. So the only way black people are going to get ahead in life is that you got to create businesses. You have to create businesses, which in turn you create wealth, which in turn you create power. It gets no simpler than that.
Would you agree that we should have an open lens to look at this whole FDMG situation and grow from it? And because if you go onto the lives now, they just castigate, and not really having discussions on what can we take from this and what's the next step.
But
can we learn from it, and can we take the next step? Like you said, start empowering people about how to start their business. How you know, it's things we can learn, we can take from this, but what can we take from it to elevate us as a people? Because right now, everybody just, you know, like you said, karma's real. Everybody just crashing, boom. Just look at this, but not really taking a look at the situation. What can we learn from this situation? What's the next step for us as a people? KLA, I don't know your name, sir. The one that's in the chat. I mean, it's on. What do you think?
The first step The first step, if you look at the Umar situation, first of all, you should have never gave anybody $1 million that doesn't have proof of concept, that has never ran a
Boom.
business.
Yep.
Right.
He has never ran a business. He has never even ran a Cool Cup stand.
So proof of concept.
But
So
why did that happen? Because in
well,
order,
I can tell you why it happened. I can easily tell you why it happened.
why did that happen?
Because black folks, we are very, very shallow.
Why
We're
are
very
we like that though?
Why
I'm
we
not being difficult. I'm literally trying.
no,
I'm
you
really
asked
getting
the
to
question.
something.
Why are we like that? Because we've taught ourselves to be that way.
Because we need
Based off of what though?
we need a savior.
I don't think it's all that either.
No, it's one thing.
It's
Let me just
something
say
real
this.
superficial.
It's like this. If you don't have money, you have to find another something else to hang your hat on.
You go.
And black folks, we don't have a lot of money. So the first thing, if we don't have a lot of money, we rely on looking good. Oh, I look better than you. I look better than you.
Material wealth.
Yes. So wait a minute. What
than you.
happened? Let me ask everybody here this. I came out, okay. What happened that set things off though? I bet y'all didn't pick up on it. This was very skilled. I did this very intentionally. What set everybody off with all of this?
Well, I had my thoughts on
that you wasn't the typical.
Not even that. That helped it. That helped it. It's a lot of the reason why I told y'all I did the interviews in a certain way. But what threw everybody in the uproar?
What threw everybody in the uproar?
Yeah, because it wasn't me. That was like, oh Lord, that kind of rattled people. But what just shut everything down? When he came out and he said he was broke.
Oh.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
That's exactly what it was. I told people that this man was leaving his mama in the field. I told him that he was doing horrendous things to women. I told him that he was attacking black businesses. Nobody blinked at that. Well, they were more consumed with how I looked. Okay, we get that. But until he came out and he said he was broke, because we see that as a weakness. That's something that he came out with and he shot himself in the foot. That's what started everything. That's what started everything. And that speaks to the same thing that got him up in ranks without any proof. Is because we have this obsession with money. Or if we, like what you said, if we can't look good, we gotta present ourselves, or we're not rich, we gotta present ourselves in a certain way.
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. And the one thing you don't want to say is you broke, not to black folks.
Let me say something real quick. Hey, the link that I put in the chat was only for the brother from FDG, whatever, Scam Records, the brother that's responsible for all this dope music we've been enjoying in regards to Umar. I'm not bringing anybody else on the panel, and definitely we're not doing this. Anybody coming here and trying to defend Umar? The writing's on the wall, the evidence is out. That's a wrap. And I'm definitely not going to be defending him over here on this channel. After he's drugged our family name into this mess, we don't even know this Negro, don't know nothing about him, other than what we see on public, or how he's out here screwing up his own image and lying and stealing and whatnot, and they got the nerve to say he's related to us, and we don't know him. And he hadn't shown any proof of being related. So we're not tolerating anybody come over here, and I'm not. We're not tolerating anybody come over here trying to defend him and nothing like that. Ben Israel, we cool. You still my man, $1,000 grand, but no, not tonight, brother. That's not happening.
So
I don't know what else with the link.
So Terrence and everybody on the show, what's next? We just gonna watch the show unveil.
There's like this, man. It's like the whole black community right now at this point is he's getting a public flogging right now. And what needs to happen, man, is that if the alphabet boys or whoever, the IRS, whoever, local law enforcement, anybody, if they got plans for Umar, they need to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. I think Lanae brought this up to me a couple days ago. Like she said, I think she said that she think this is really the end of Umar or whatever. I said yeah, it would seem that way, but sometimes shit floats.
Yep. You got to break his image all the way down.
Well, no, I mean, he's got to be finally arrested. But here's the problem with him getting arrested. You got fools out here that should have, if he got arrested, they would say, "Oh, he's a political prisoner." If
they're gonna make a martyr out of him.
If one of his donors got told him lying and said, like, say one of these guys, they gave like $5,000 or gave a significant amount of money. And they're like, man, you need to school. I want money back. You give me money back. And he wrote up on the street or at one of his lectures and took him out. Then these weirdos would say he's a martyr. It's like you're not going to win with this because we got sick delusional people in our community that are so desperate for a leader that shows a lack of hope in our community. When you will have someone, when you allow your abuser you make excuses for your abuser. He's an abuser to the community because he's abusing your trust and he's abusing your willingness to uplift your community, and he's using it to enrich himself.
Yeah, but they're all desensitized to that. That's why I said the only thing that is gonna mess him up is the same thing that has messed up others. Even with Diddy he has sympathizers out here. You have got to take that image down. He's got to fall from grace, because if he doesn't fall for grace like this, because we are so superficial, we're just a superficial people. I'm sorry. I love my people to death, but I can literally sell water to a well if I have on the right shoes. And I've seen it done all the time with us. And it just happens. Or if you are titled and we lead with it. That's why I said these women keep getting got or become a mark because they keep leading with their accolades. And it puts a mark on you. It's not something that, I don't know why we do that. No other race does that. But for some reason, we do that. Even when we're dating, we want to know what their worth is as far as and it's very superficial. And that is what got him. They could not believe this man was on Section 8. They could not believe he was banging somebody like me. They could not believe that he didn't have a car. And this is all off of visual. Some of these people have been following him forever. How are you surprised that he doesn't have these things? You've never seen him. He's always outside. Y'all ain't never wondered why. You know what I mean? It's like he doesn't talk like a man that has 6 degrees. He doesn't talk like somebody that wants to be teaching children. He's constantly putting women up there with their butt turned around so you can see he objectifies them. There's nothing about what he's been doing has pushed that he is what he says he is. And you know what? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, you know what though, those are great points that you made, but let's go a little deeper than that.
Please.
The people, we got to realize two things. Number one, that Umar, I don't care how low he sinks, he's gonna still have a fan base. Now, how big the fan base is, that's another question. That's like, for example, if you bombed your house, if your house was roach infested, if you bombed your house, you might get rid of 99% of the roaches, but you still need one, all 100 of them. So there's gonna be some floating around.
Yeah.
So we have to understand that.
But he won't be what he was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's an older man. That's a lot that's a lot of work vested into that. He won't be able to build it back up in the time where he will be
right. And that's the goal.
Exactly.
But you got to realize too, is the reason why Umar can get away with what he gets away with is because a lot of his fan base are like him. People
Yeah.
are normally attracted to people that they
Yep.
see in them.
Yep.
So we keep shaking our heads saying, how can people support him? How can people? There's
Because
a
they
lot
know
of
somebody just like them. Yeah.
yeah.
Or
It's
they're
a lot of
just like them.
or they're that person, or they
Yeah.
want to be that person. You got a lot of
More likely they
people
won't
out
be
here.
that.
You got a lot of people out here wondering why they don't say, oh, he's not scamming, he's not doing this. Those are the same people that would scam as well. You got scammers speaking
So
up
the
for him.
only way we can make it to where people don't want to deal is if we turn him into the Walmart brand. I promise you.
People gonna always want to give, like the brother said. So I like the idea we're having this conversation, because I mean somebody else gonna have this conversation. Somebody else gonna listen to this live and say, "Whoa, we do need to start looking within ourselves and self-reflecting on the community as a whole. Why do we keep on falling for these scams?"
Yeah.
So we having this conversation. So we're benefiting from this whole situation. And hopefully other groups, other social media podcasts will start having the same conversation. Because we have to heal from this.
But it's always too late.
A point that Lanae made just make this head. Where she said, your other wife's never in the building, he's always outside. Now, Umar, being the narcissistic person that he is, and then make me wonder, why didn't he go in there and at least set up the office that they claim to be, they'll be the principal's office or whatever, have the office set up with his plaques and degrees on the wall and be doing the live from inside his office with the backdrop of his degrees on the wall of the school.
Because he's not that intelligent. He's not that smart.
Or the building is not in any condition for him to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? The building is not in any condition for you to do that. It's
well, you see how he had his apartment set up when he flipped the phone. It was a whole, it was a rat nest over there. But he was smart enough to have that one wall staged.
Is that what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm saying. That's what he knew. He knows that the visual, he knows that visual means everything. He knows he got to keep dyeing that beard and keep a nice line and everything. He could not let it be known or shown that he was falling off. We are too superficial. You will not keep people in play like that. They will not keep them in play. That's why I said, if you turn him into a Walmart brand, put something else that's younger, better looking, they will leave him and they will go to it. But that, I'm not even saying do that. I'm just saying that's just how superficial we are. But the problem is those type of people that prey on us, like our own, know that about us. They know. That's why we had, D-boys back in the day, they was wearing suits. They were walking around, con men were walking around in suits. They weren't coming looking like, they were looking crazy. We just cast all doubt aside because the visual and he had the credentials, and he said it himself on one of those videos. He was giving a lecture. He said he had to get all of those degrees in order to come out to us. That's what helped him get ahead.
I mean, think about all the
Renee E made a good point. He probably made no office up or whatever to be able to do videos from inside that building because of the mold. He not sitting there for no.
Well, he slept. He was sleeping.
The air in there is toxic.
He was sleeping in there. I sent him a cot. He told me to find cots because he wanted to sleep at the building when he was up in Delaware. I have the text messages. He had me sending him like cots, like good cots for his size and his back problem.
Wow.
He was sleeping out there.
Just sad.
The only thing he did not want leaked to the public is anything that showed his true life. He knew that would bring him down.
And so we got another 10 minutes. So let's go into because I think everybody here on this panel has a job.
Yeah.
And I have to be to work in 6 hours.
Mm.
So, Lanae, can you give your final words?
I just want us to start vetting people out. Don't take them through the ringer, give them a hard time, but we got to do better with vetting. And then spread the wealth as far as with the knowledge. I would really like to see us come together and get some kind of consortium of minds. Stop trying to put everything on one person. Start bringing in the people that have really done the work. We were looking at him for economics. We could have went to Dr. Claude Anderson. We could have went to so many different people to get a different outlook. No one man should hold a spot. And I think that's was tainting people's idea of having, but we definitely need a consortium, or a brain trust or something. We definitely need an assembly for us, because to handle our issues. And that's I'm a big fan of that, but just not for one man.
Can you give everybody your social media and all this stuff?
Lanae _Bonnie, and it's a picture of Medea holding a gauge, and then
I saw that. I fell out laughing.
But Iconic Moguls is $ Iconic Moguls is my Cash App, and I think that's everything. And this was awesome.
I liked it. Hey, brother with Scam Records. Hey, look, y'all go to FDMG Scam Records on YouTube and check out the brother's music. Send him, follow the directions to send him Cash App, whatever, for the to be able to use any of the music or whatnot, and go there and support this brother. This music is fire.
Yes, it is.
Hey, brother, you got any final words? And give everybody your social media too.
I don't have any social media for this little venture right here. Just just Scam Records. Just go to the YouTube, subscribe, so you guys can listen to the music. We're gonna continue to produce music as long as until he's incarcerated. Then when he's incarcerated, we might drop a few bangers after that. But let me just say this: I don't think Umar is ever gonna go anywhere. He's stitched in the social media sphere universe. Unfortunately, Black folks, we major in ignorance, and Umar is a very ignorant person. So we love that. We love to be entertained. So he's no different than Charleston White and a lot of the other characters out there. So we love ignorance and we love to laugh. That's what a lot of people go to social media to do. They go there to watch comedy skits and to be entertained. So I don't think he's ever going to go anywhere. He's going to stay around from that perspective. And he's going to continue to try to slip in a con or two as well. The only thing that's going to stop Umar is him being locked up. Other than that, he's going to continue. He's like Jason. He's like Michael Myers. He doesn't stop. You gotta, you gotta pretty much, take him out in order for him to stop. He's gonna keep coming, just like Jason and Michael Myers. So the only thing that's gonna stop him is the federal government locking him up for fraud, tax evasion, consumer fraud, embezzlement, something. Other than that, he's gonna hang around.
Yeah, it's going to take. I hate to say it, man. I hate to say it. I hate to put it this way, but it's going to take, our European brothers and sisters to do something like that. Because we don't have the infrastructure to do it. We don't have a black exporters prison.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I hate to say it, but
that's what it'll take.
Our featured guest, Dr. William Flip Clay.
Yay!
I just want to appreciate everyone who chimed in tonight. Thank you for the panelists that chimed in. I'm gonna leave you with 4 words: listen, learn, love, and let go. We need to learn to listen to each other. We We need to learn from the different experiences. We need to learn how to love. We need to learn how to let go. And how you can contact me, I'm on constipatedman.com, Boys Off the Hook. I mean, if you just Google my name, Dr. William Clay, my Twitter page pop up and all that kind of stuff. But just hopefully tonight, somebody gains some insight, some strategies, some things they can do to change their life, to improve their life, and just to do better as a people. That's the hope was accomplished tonight. Umar's a product of the environment. But tonight, hopefully, people gain some insight, some things they can do different in their life. And we're going to let go and let Umar do what Umar going to do. Because we can't change it.
Yeah.
The system is going to do what it's going to do. But we got to keep pushing to learn. Listen, learn, love, and let go. That's all I can say. And y'all can contact me at 1-855-393-SWAG. That's the toll-free number. 1-855-393-SWAG. That's social media. Yeah, that's. I got a lot of other stuff going on, but we'll talk about that again another time.
And I'm definitely gonna have you back, man. And I want to say this. I want to put this out there again so everybody know.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation, nor from the weakness that will cause us to stumble and fall. When you laugh at somebody else's fall, white or black, rich or poor, your enemy or your friend, you are laughing and opening a way for your own demise when you do that. Because to laugh and not learn, to make mockery and not to understand, is to make the same mistake yourself. Did you hear me? Yes, sir.
I want to say good night to everybody. But actually, before I leave, I want to direct everybody to our website, the fdhill.org. February 14th of 2026 is the 208th birthday celebration of Frederick Douglass. We will be celebrating that in Eastern Maryland. Tickets go on sale September 1st for the 208th birthday celebration of Frederick Douglass gala. We ask all members of the diaspora to come in traditional, formal West African clothes. If you're not comfortable, then it's black tie. It's also the launch of the Frederick Douglass Society of African American History. African American History, Culture, and Affairs is the launch of that, where our executive board is made up of the Bailey family of Frederick Douglass, the Bailey and Douglass family, the Harriet Tubman family, the Henrietta Lacks family, the Malcolm X family, Dr. Elias Shabazz, the Reverend Nat Turner family, the Bishop Alexander Wayman family, and the Dr. James Steele family. We're still looking for board members for the general board and the advisory board. So, like I said, tickets will go on sale September 1st. Those are the early bird tickets, and that's at fdhill.org. Check out our Facebook page at Operation Frederick Douglass on the Hill, the Bailey Cote Family Foundation Incorporated on Facebook. Become a member, and so you can keep an eye on what we got going on. And all of our stuff, everything we do is to raise money for an African American Historical Society to be based in the Hill community, the oldest free black community in the United States in Eastern Maryland, Talbot County, Maryland, where every church in the community was actually dedicated by Frederick Douglass himself. It's the home of the Bailey family. And just 15 miles away, you got the Harriet Tubman visitor site and all that good stuff or whatever. So support us. You can make donations at fdhill.org. Tax deductible. We are a 501c3 in good standing. We have the CPA, who's also our actual interim vice president. We have a PR team, Rare Air Public Relations. We have a legislative outreach representative, Mr. Hakiti Shakur. So we're doing it right. The Bailey Gorchett Family Foundation is the only Frederick Douglass founded 501c3 in the state of Maryland. The other one is FDFI, which are our cousins who are the direct descendants of Uncle Frederick. President of that is Kenneth B. Morse Jr., and they are headquartered in Rochester, New York. We're the only two Frederick Douglass family-founded nonprofits in the nation. So please hit us up. If you want to volunteer, hit the email. It's info@fdfi.org. I'm sorry, info@fdhill.org, and donations there on the link. And I look forward to seeing y'all again. I also go to Dr. Clay's page, give him support. Send Siobhan some words of some kind words, because there's a lot of other women who are out there who do not have the strength and the fortitude to come out and speak up. She did not wait 20 years to come out here and want to talk about Umar. She's doing it now, and she needs to be commended for doing that. And also go to FDMD Scam Records on Facebook. Send the dude the Cash App, whatever. Help him grow that channel, make more music. That music is dope. So on that note, we are out of here. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
While sitting in the kitchen, I heard some of the old slaves talking to their parents, having been stolen from Africa by white men and were sold here as slaves. The whole mystery was solved at once. From that time, I resolved that one day I would run away. I am your fellow man, but not your slave. Frederick Douglass.
The blackness. Keep on.
Ten years gone, no bricks, no mortar. Promises drowned in still water. FDMG, just letters on a page. Dreams of a school trapped in a cage. Money collected, hands outstretched. But where's the proof? Where's the sketch? Where's the school? Where's the truth? You preach the gospel, but we need the proof. FDMG, what's the plan? What's the goal? A scam disguised, it's taking a toll. Tales of a palace for kings and queens, but the lot's still empty, just broken dreams. Preaching Pan-African, but spending on thrills. The academy's lost in unpaid bills. Donations flowed, hearts full of hope, but you tricked it off, left us to cope. Ooh, where's the school? Where's the light? We believed in you, but this ain't right. FDMG, a promise unkept. 10 years later, the people wept. Oh, smooth talking sermons, vision sold, but the foundation's cracked, the truth feels cold. The snare drum taps like a ticking clock, time's up. Umar, no more sweet talk. Where's the school?